It's time for the Battle of the Bluefields at the Dome Gymnasium inside of Bluefield, Virginia. A battle for basketball supremacy between the borderlines as the Rams host the Lady Blues here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Hello everybody, Bailey Engel and Israel Penn here. Glad to have you with us on the Rams Digital Sports Network. In Israel, you can throw all the records out the window. When the Rams and the Blues square off, it's always interesting basketball.
Yes, sir. This has always been a rivalry, Bluefield College and Bluefield State. The crowd is here, and it's time to play basketball.
Yeah, it is very packed inside of the Dome. Probably one of the better crowds we're going to see all year here inside of the Dome. As for Bluefield State, this is their first game of the season, coached by Ryan Bailey, a local product. And then for Bluefield College, they have played a little bit this season. Right now, they're 0-3.
Yes, sir. They played over the weekend. They had a tough loss against WVU Tech, Pikeville, and Shawnee State. So it's time for them to show on their home game, first home game, to show that they're ready to play.
Yeah, you have to look out for Danae Cox, the biggest returner for Bluefield this season. She had kind of a rough year last year, but still became one of the better players as she tries to anchor that shooting offense that Bluefield has put together. You also have to work out for Tiana Crockett, the sophomore from Whitfield, Virginia, also poised to make a big return for the Bluefield College Rams. And then down as the 5, Israel, Kira Bellanier. She's been a pretty stout rebounder.
Yes, sir.
So Bluefield State going up against Bluefield College. Rams going to West Virginia last year and actually winning that game in front of a pretty packed house on the West Virginia side as the Rams show out with Crockett, Bellanier, as well as Courtney Kendrick, another returner for Bluefield, and a new face in the Rams lineup, Sierra Cook, the guard coming from Chesapeake, Virginia. Now right in the middle of the court, it'll be Kyla Webb tipping off with Kira Bellanier. Rams in the white, while the Lady Blues in the gray and the gold. Just about ready for tip-off in our first game of the year on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Ball is in the air, and Bluefield gets it. Taken in the backcourt by Sierra Cook, sophomore from Chesapeake, Virginia, transfer from Mid-Atlantic Christian. Crockett has it in the left wing, veers right off the screen, pops it on the right side, back on as an entry pass goes down low to Kendrick. It's tipped out of bounds. And already you're seeing the energy here as Webb pop that ball away. On the defense, Alexis Tucker trying to make this pretty tough for Cook to feed it in. Has to get it off, loops it on the right wing for Bellanier. Well, Bellanier not really a player to take those big three-point shots. Cook veers it back, top of the key. Danae Cox, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Pops a tray, good. First 3 of the year, and it goes to Danae Cox. So a lengthy possession there for Danae Cox, as well as this Rams team trying to fight defensively. That's something that Corey Mullins really prides in his teams. Sandy took it into the right wing, back to the top for Alexis Tucker. Entry pass off the glass and in. That's Kyla Webb fighting off of the right block and putting it right off the square. 3-2, Rams on top. 9:08 left to go here in this first quarter. Lots of energy already. Kendrick overheads Bellanier. Around the arc they go. Danae Cox, top of the arc now. Crockett, left wing. Passes top of the key. Bellanier feeds down low to Kendrick, and she is stuffed by Kyla Webb. That's the first block we've seen of the night. Here comes Alexis Tucker. Far corner on a good pass to Pozo. Top of the key. The 3 no good, as that one was shot awry by number 0, Lindsay Hatfield. Now the Rams have it back up 3-2. Cook, chest pass, Danae Cox, left wing. 20 seconds on the shot clock, 8:30 left to go in the first quarter. Rams have hit a 3 so far, it's 3-2. Bellanier puts it on the deck and zips it left wing, Danae Cox. Veering right off the screen, going straight to the rack and scores. Danae Cox has scored the first 5 points for Bluefield, and now she is showing why she's going to be the big scoring option this year. Alexis Tucker taking it left to right here inside of a packed Dome gymnasium. Tucker from the right elbow, zips it on the left side over to Hatfield. That guard on a crossover dribble. Now in the corner, a long 3, good! Nothing but net from Kara Sandy, and it's all tied up at 5-5. Rams trying to slow it down, still a lot of energy between these two teams. 7:48 reads the game clock. Rams with Crockett, have to watch out for her three-point shooting as well, but she dragged the foot as she drived on the left side. Got to keep those travels to a minimum. going left to right. Oh, the Blues, those gray jerseys. It's always very tough with these two teams playing against each other. Rams wearing the white. Kendrick lining up as a 5. Bellinier playing as the 4 right now, guarding on the near corner, matched up with Karasandi. Now Tucker taking the ball onto the right side, retreats back out towards the right wing. Good defense by Cook as Bellinier is matched up with Sandy going for a reverse layup, and she's stuffed, but there's a foul. So the first foul of the season broadcasted here. Danae Cox has scored all 8 points for Bluefield, but the Rams trail on the first timeout with 6:20 left to go in the first quarter. It's 9-8. We got ourselves a good ball game here inside of the Dome. Welcome back to the Dome, everybody. Rams down by 1. It is 9-8 in favor of the Blues as the Blues take it left to right. Now a hard pass on the left wing. That's Hatfield. Hands off top of the key, Tucker. And now right back to Tucker, actually, as Pozo is number 3. Tucker loops a pass down low. Spinning in the lane is Webb. Her hook shot no good. And Danae Cox pulls it off the boards. Rams down by 1. Cox has scored all 8 points for Bluefield. Taking the ball coast to coast. Feed back top of the key to Tiana Scott. Getting her first moments in this game. Diana Scott, the sophomore guard from Chesapeake, Virginia. Down the arc they go. Here comes Cook, loops it on the left wing. Danae Cox, 10 on the shot clock. Right-handed dribble, comes down the right side of the paint, spins it back out to Crockett. 5 seconds now, Crockett pops to Scott. Right wing 3, off the mark. Did get a piece of the rim, so the shot clock would have restarted, but it went out of bounds anyway on that left baseline. So here come the Blues going back in it here, 9-8 the score. 5:32 left to go in the first quarter. Of course, in the women's game, there are quarters instead of halves. We got the men's game coming up right after this. Richard Morgan and his team making their first appearance of the year. Good backdoor cut, and the layup falls. What a feed to Pozo as she just popped it in from the right hand. 11-8, Blues up on top of Bluefield. Scott and the Rams need to find some momentum because the Blues are finding the passes they need. Cook straight to the rack, finds over to Kendrick, and bounces it off the square. First points for Bluefield not scored by Danae Cox, and it's a layup by the senior. 11-10 the score. Blues on top by 1. 4:55 left to go in this first quarter. And now the defense kicked up by Cook as Tucker veers left off of a screen. Angles it out to Pozo, left wing. Off of the corner, she goes into a double team. Feeds Tucker, far corner. 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Tucker spins around and misses a shot from 11 feet out near the elbow. Cherry picking, here comes Cook on the left side. Draws a foul as she was hacked in the lane by Lindsay Hatfield. She's going to be shooting 2. Rams finally found a basket from somebody other than Danae Cox. They're trying to diversify this offensive effort.
Yeah, what's Courtney Kendrick? It seems like it was just a fundamental basketball play.
Yeah, and speaking of fundamental basketball plays, as the first free throw rattles away no good from Cook. The Rams haven't been able to defend some of these backdoor cuts. You saw Pozo just streak on that back baseline straight to the basket. So now it's 11-10. Substitution as for Bluefield, Haley Turman checks in. Cook chucks it up and hits it. All tied up 11-11. 4:35 left to go in the first quarter. Both teams pretty evenly matched so far. Danae Cox with 8 points. Blues going left to right, far side. Tucker, hard zip down low, tipped away by Cook. Still in the paint and a shot hit. Offensive foul. Kyla Webb went down low and went over Haley Turman. So a bit of a loose ball effort there, but now the Rams have it back with a chance to take the lead. First foul, first team foul as well on Kyla Webb. Rams with 2 fouls so far. Actually, the second team foul on the Blues. Rams with 1 foul. So for the Rams taking the ball up, it's Tiana Scott feeding Cox. Near corner 3. She drilled it again. 14-11.
She's showing out tonight.
Absolutely. Danae Cox starting to feel it. Rams 0-3 looking for their first win of the season. 14-11 they lead. Aaron pass on the corner to Madison Wilcox, who makes her first reps of the game. Here's Pozo, bounces a 3-pointer, no good off the left wing. Loose ball, trying to corral it in the paint. Turman wrestles it away, and they're going to call a jump ball. And now, who will possession stay with? It will be with Bluefield State as the men's team starts to make their way in to the dome. Snap of the ball on the inbounds pass. It'll be Madison Wilcox from the right side. Feeds it out to Hatfield, and it's stolen away by Turman. Rams on a break. Have slight numbers here as Crockett slows down the left wing, waits for her team to get there. Danae Cox from the top of the key. Shimmy shake move. Back out to Crockett. Left wing 3. Yes, sir. 17-11. The sophomore getting into the mix. And you said it about Danae Cox. You can say it about the whole team now. Rams really are starting to feel it. Now Tucker, the point guard, dribbling onto the right side, has to retreat back out to the corner. Pops a pass back out to Wilcox. Wilcox in trouble at the top of the key. Hands off to Pozo. Pozo bounces right corner to Tucker. 10 on the shot clock for the Blues. 3:03 on the game clock. Win into the lane. Ugly layup, no good. Bounces straight over to Scott. Here's Cook. Left side layup, no good. And rebound pulled down by Lindsay Hatfield of Bluefield State. 2:50 left to go in the first quarter. Hatfield on an errant dribble, passes on the right side, no good for Webb on the hook shot, tipped out of bounds off of the hands of Bluefield State Rosalie Pozo, and the Rams have it back.
Back-to-back, nice defensive possessions too.
Yeah, absolutely, and Rams are starting to figure it out, and I think that's what Corey Mullins was really stressing in that timeout. Rams had to get back on their head as far as what offensive plays to run, as well as the defensive hold they needed to have. Rams show out with Kendrick, Turman, Danae Cox on the floor. Tiana Scott joined by Jamie Vest, the sophomore from Princeton, West Virginia, and a transfer from Concord University. So the Concord transfer takes the ball right to left. Rams up 17-11. Working the ball around in the front court. As Scott goes to the top of the key, dribbles right down the lane, feeds over on the right side. Around the arc they go. Kendrick launches a tray. Air ball on the left side. Turman tried to tip it back in, but now Bluefield State will get it right back. Can't take ugly shots like that and expect for the Blues to just not answer. He'll go in left to right. Here comes Tucker. On a hip-high dribble, feeds in the side to Sandy. Good defense that time by Kendrick as she found her onto the top of the key. Dribbling down the lane, Tucker with her right hand, counted. And one. See who they call that foul on, but now the momentum shifts back to Bluefield State side with 2:03 left to go in the first quarter. So Alexis Tucker going for the old-fashioned three-point play. Tucker with a right hand, misses as the ball rattles out of the tin. Rebound pulled down by Kendrick. We have almost played a quarter here in Bluefield, Virginia. Rams up by 4. Vest, chest pass to Scott. Around the arc they go. Dribbling hard in the paint, Danae Cox picks up a foul, or draws a foul, I should say, as she looped that ball up with her right hand. So she's going to go to the free throw line. That it will be the third team foul on Bluefield State. Halts the clock at 1:47. 11 points already for Danae Cox, and the first foul to be called on Madison Wilcox. First free throw is good. Makes it 18-13. Substitution coming in. Haley Whited checking in. Coming out of Richlands, Virginia. She sets up on the left block. Cox with a shoulder shrug. The Verona, Virginia native hits both. 19-13 the score. Another substitution for the Rams. Now checking in, it's Morgan Buchanan. Buchanan, a freshman from Bakersville, North Carolina. A lot of new faces on this Rams team. Replacing some of the likes of Adrian Goodlett, senior last year, as well as Hannah Preservati, a point guard that was very strong for the Bluefield College Rams. Now a new point guard for Bluefield State, taking the ball up. It's Taisha Williams. Starts to meander on the far side of the court. Good defense by Vest. Kendrick picks her up off of a screen, and the three-pointer for Williams no good. Putting back on the deck, and the offensive board turns into 2 points for Haley Whited. Now the score 19-15. Rams still up by 4, going right to left. Taking the ball across the timeline. It'll be the point guard, Jamie Vest. Underhands to Cook, who has not left the game. Feeds back to Vest in the far corner. Minute 14 left to go in this first quarter. Danae Cox on the left wing, angles her way inside the paint, underhands Kendrick, long two, no good, and now she chased down her own offensive board to get it into the near corner. Hard head fake from Cook down the baseline and lobs it back out to Danae Cox. Rams do have a fresh shot clock, 55 seconds in the first quarter. Buchanan loops it over to Danae Cox towards the top of the key. She'll step into a triple, swirls around, no good, and a rebound pulled down by Madison Wilcox. So now 43 seconds left to go in this first quarter. Rams up 19-15 behind a good performance from Danae Cox. Williams trying to lob the ball around. The Blues have been stagnant on offense in the past couple of minutes. Wilcox on a right-handed dribble, now 10 to shoot. Williams decides to launch a tray. No good off of the back of the iron and pulled down by the freshman Buchanan. Rams with a shot clock off, 18 seconds in the first quarter. Danae Cox, right arm pass over to Cook. 13 seconds now. Cook in the right wing looking for a screen. Instead gives it to Kendrick on the left side of the key. Buchanan around the arc, 7 seconds now. 5 seconds. Here comes a shot from Vest, a brick, no good. Wilcox takes it in, and the Blues don't even try to move the ball down the floor. Exciting first quarter, and Bluefield finds themselves on top after we have played one quarter here in the Battle of the Bluefields. 19-15, Rams up by 4.
You got anything for me so far? You got any questions? Okay. What's up, man? How you doing? I feel like I haven't seen you forever. I know, right? Is there anything you want to include that we haven't done already? Is there anything you want to talk about? Also, we should have stats coming up here, right? Yeah. Hey, Stevie's here. And Virginia Tech shirt on the left side of the basket. That's my boy. He's annoying, but he's fun. Ready?
We're back in the Dome for the second quarter of play here in the Battle of the Bluefield. So far in the women's edition, the Rams are on top by 4, 19-15. Danae Cox leading the way for Bluefield with 11 points, going beyond the arc to hit a couple of crucial shots. Rams will start out with possession. Jamie Vest to take the ball up. Morgan Buchanan will inbounds it from the timeline, joined by Kendrick, Danae Cox, as well as Sierra Cook. Jamie Vest taking the ball right across the Rams logo. Rams looked a little offensively slow there in the beginning as Danae Cox chucks up another three, misses from the front rim, and it's pulled down. Here come the Blues. Once again, it's Sydney Coleman. Her first time. Taisha Williams, a straight streak to the basket down the left baseline and puts the Blues back within 2. It's 19-17. Rams fell asleep defensively there. And now the Bluefield State crowd is starting to get into it a bit more. Vesta chest pass to Danae Cox in the right wing, looking for someone to pass it to. And now almost pickpocketed there with 15 seconds on the shot clock. Entry pass to Kendrick, whose layup is no good, bouncing hard off of that glass and pulled down by the Blues.
It seems like their last few possessions, they've had the setup for the play, but they just couldn't execute.
Yeah, Kendrick that time didn't have the best look. There's now Williams with that hard dribble, Euro step in the lane, misses the layup, tipped around, and finally pulled down by Cook. Rams trying to sprint right to left, and Cook just slows down as she crosses that half-court line. Long looping pass here on the near side, tipped out of bounds by what appears to be Pozo there. And possession somehow will stay with the Rams. It almost went off of Danae Cox. So 8:55 left to go in the first quarter. Rams up by 2, or in the first half, I should say. We're in the second quarter. Here's Kendrick on the left wing, overheads a pass to Buchanan. Around the arc they go. Cook trying to slow it down. Danae Cox top of the key, passes left side. Crockett looking for help. 8 seconds on the shot clock. The sophomore has to put it on the deck. Chest pass to Cook. 5 seconds on the shot clock now. Cook straight drive in the lane, feeds to Kendrick off the glass, and it rolled away. No good. That was a perfect look for Kendrick, and she just could not put it in. So back on defense, the Rams go down by 2. Pozo trying to take the lead, and her left wing 3 is no good. Long ranging rebound for Buchanan, gets bumped in the backcourt that time by Haley Whited. No foul called. Here comes the Rams again. Cook passes over to Danae Cox, who has been the offense for Bluefield. Kendrick trying to hit her first shot, swirls around, no good. Boy, she has been slow off of this first half. Still trying to get her first points. You can't score if you don't shoot. So 7:55 left to go in the first half. Pozo, who has been a star on the right wing, head fake, long pass tipped away by Kendrick. If you can't get it done offensively, at least you can get it done defensively as it leads to a turnover. 19-17, Rams up by 2. Crockett and the Bluefield College Rams have slowed it down offensively. Here comes Cook, straight lane to the basket, and she loops it and bangs it off of the square. 21-17, Rams back up by 4. 7.5 minutes to play before halftime. Then you're going to see the men's teams warm up. We got that game coming at you right around 8 p.m. Pozo in the midst of a double team chucks up a 3 and misses, but a good rebound on the other corner by Bluefield State's Lauren Hatfield. Ball bounces towards the top. And here's Williams on the right wing. She's not afraid to shoot. Crossover dribble, shoots for 3 and misses from the right wing. Another loose pass, tipped towards the timeline. Cook picks it up in the front court, straight lane to the basket, and hits the layup on the fast break. 23-17. Now the Blues trying to answer here. Left to right they go. Williams for the first time tonight, the Lady Blues, head coached by Ryan Bailey, will try to slow it down. Williams on a right-handed dribble, off of all kinds of pressure, drives to the right block and gets hacked by Bluefield's Sierra Cook. 6:38 here in this first half. And now an all-out platoon change for Bluefield. Kara Bellanier right back into the game. Tiana Scott in as well. Kendrick, Danae Cox, as well as Tiana Crockett still in the game. Long slap of the ball, feeds top of the key, almost lost and tipped out of bounds by Kendrick. That was intended for Kyla Webb, and Kendrick just came sprinting in trying to steal it away. Stops the clock at 6:35, 28 on the shot clock as Tucker takes it in the backcourt and walks over the timeline into the front court. Defense from Scott right on the top of the key. Tucker, ugly layup on the right side, bumping, and the rebound pulled down by Scott as she bumped into Kendrick there as well. So Scott will take up the ball for Bluefield. Rams have a couple of players that can do that. Don't be surprised if we don't see Danae Cox do it as well. As Cox now corrals it in the right wing, feeds off a Bellanier's screen into a double team, now needs help in the corner. Pivots a pass out to Tiana Crockett as she goes straight in the lane, hits the layup, count it. Crockett getting hacked, then the continuation inevitably ended up with the basket. So an and one for Bluefield. It's their largest lead of the night, Israel, 25-17.
That was a nice possession by Crockett. She went in, and she was ready, and she scored.
Yeah. So now the sophomore tries to make it a three-point play, 25-17. By the way, that's the first foul on Kara Sandy. First team foul in the second quarter. Crockett bends the knees, shoots, and it swirls around, no good. Bellanier ranges for the offensive board and gets hacked as she tried to fire for two. That's exactly what you need from Kiera Bellanier, the senior from Richmond, Virginia. Getting those rebounds, she's already winning the size matchup down low against this NCAA Division III team, and that's just the effort that Corey Mullins wants. Left-handed shooter, first of two free throws, first one, true, right through the net. 26-17, lead to 9 for the Rams. Bellanier trying to hit both. She shoots and misses as the ball clonks off of the back iron. So makes one of two, 26-17. Rams on top by 9 points. Taking the ball across midcourt, it's Tucker. So Tucker on the left side, off of a screen, straight to the basket on the right wing. Zips it out, right corner three, no good. First time we have seen Natulo shoot. And now a foul down low for the Rams. So off of the foul, it's a non-shooting foul. First foul that I called on Tiana Scott. Scott remains on the floor, matched up with Tucker, and an inbounds pass coming from Kara Sandy. Sandy tries to find somebody on the right side of the basket, and a 5-second violation. Great defensive stance for Bluefield as Kendall Cloninger is back into the game, or back at the Dome for the first time. 26-17, Rams with possession and momentum in front of a packed crowd here at the Dome Gymnasium. Scott feeds Crockett left wing, angles a pass right back to Scott, top of the key, drives on the right side of the paint, angling her way in, and a travel. Can't have those ball handling errors for Bluefield. Substitution, Hatfield, or Janatulo checking out, or Janutulo rather. And into the game goes Pozo. Going left to right, here's Tucker. 5:23 left to go. Blues trying to get into this 9-point deficit. Rams leading 26-7. Hatfield zips top of the key. Back up top to Tucker. Straight down the lane she goes. Loops with the left hand, no good.
Nice rebound.
Yeah, absolutely. Crockett pushing down that rebound, going straight coast to coast. Angles a pass to Cloninger. Right corner three. That moonshot didn't have a chance, unfortunately, as it bounces right into the hands of Lindsay Hatfield, the guard, as she bruises her way straight for an and one. Off of the missed three, Hatfield bulldozed her way into the lane and forced a foul. So now it's 26-19 with a free throw that could make it a 6-point game. We're happy to have you here, folks, on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Lindsay Hatfield pops and hits it. Old-fashioned three-point play is good. That's the first foul, by the way, on Tiana Crockett, or Tiana Crockett, rather. Tiana Scott will take the ball up for Bluefield, running right across that Rams logo. 26-20 the score. Cloninger ranges out in the right wing, under some duress in the right wing as the ball loosely picks up to her. Cloninger overheads it to Crockett. Rams don't have Danae Cox on the floor as Scott loops a three, no good.
Nice rebound.
Kendrick straight to the hoop, misses another shot, follows her shot on the offensive board, hooks with the right hand and misses, but she's fouled.
That's what it's all about, Bailey. If she can't score, then at least shoot free throws.
Yeah, She has her free throws now. 26-20 the score. Kendrick trying to find her first points, and there she has it. Courtney Kendrick makes it 27-20. She has missed a couple of shots so far in this game. 27-20. Second free throw bounces around, no good, and it's pulled down by Pozo. So 4:25 left to go in the first quarter. Lady Blues trying to make this a ball game before halftime. Hatfield jumped and traveled in the left wing. Rams defense stepping their game up here in the second quarter for sure. Both teams with 3 fouls so far. Bell Lanier inbounds the pass to Tiana Scott. So Scott got a little bit of playing time last year now in her sophomore season. A little bit more of a point guard as Preservati is not on the team anymore. Kendrick feeds top of the key. Bell Lanier bruises in the lane. Loops it back out to Kendrick. Feeds Scott top of the key. Dribbles down the right side. Misses her layup. On her own putback misses and is pulled down by Hatfield. Blues have numbers. Pozo lost the ball. Angles it over to Webb and hits it on the left side.
I think Tiana did all that she could right there.
Yeah, for this Blues team, they are trying to move the ball down the floor, and that time they were able to beat the break. So now a 5-point game. Rams up 27-22. Crockett loops towards the top of the key, passes to Scott. Entry pass to Kendrick, angles it back to Scott. Now Kendrick a long 2 from the baseline, and it's nothing but net. Tickles the twine to make it 29-22. Blues trying to move in transition. Webb with a Euro step in the lane, and she's fouled by Kendrick as she went down hard in the court. 29-22, 3:22 left to go in the first half. First foul. That's actually going to be called on Bell Lanier. That's her first foul. And Webb follows through with the right hand. Nothing but net. Kyla Webb, the freshman from Chester, Virginia, went to Thomasdale High School, not that far from Richmond. Crockett and Scott out of the game. Danae Cox already setting up in the front court for Bluefield, and Sierra Cook is back in for the Rams. Webb hits both free throws and now makes it a 5-point game. 29-24, Rams still up by 5. They've been up by 2 possessions for most of the second quarter. Here's Cook. Straight over the timeline. Chest pass near corner. Danae Cox, another 3. Too short. Angles her way into the foul. Courtney Kendrick was draped over the back. And Kendrick now with another foul. That's her second. Blues now in the bonus as the Rams have 5 fouls. So now, because of that, there will be 2 shots coming up for Kyla Webb, who just hit her last 2 free throws. Folks, we got our best basketball atmosphere in the 2 Virginias right now. A DJ is going to be playing between the women's and the men's games. Packed crowd, charged admission at the Dome, the only time we do that this year, as Webb misses the first from the charity strike. It's just a fun time to be at the Dome.
I bet there's people everywhere around here.
I mean, they're all draped over that awning. Got the concession stand pumping out popcorn as Webb loops
So if you come
shot.
to the game, you might as well come now.
Yeah. Webb hits her second of 2. 29-25, a 4-point game. Rams starting to let up a run here as Cloninger chest pass to Bell Lanier on the right side, puts it on the deck, a drive to the free throw line, pops from the left elbow, and it pops away no good. And the rebound could not be pulled down by Tucker, and the Rams will get it back. Tucker was bumping into Webb there. Should have just called same team like you do in a pickup game, and it went out of bounds. So Cook will have it on the inbounds for Bluefield with 2:53 left to go in the first half. Lanier zips top of the key to Cook. Hip high dribble starting to give some time here. Rams looking for somebody open. As Kendall Cloninger has it in the left wing. Gives it to Cook. Step back 3. No good from the top of the key. And Tucker, or rather that's Webb, pulled down the rebound for the Blues. Left to right goes Bluefield State. Bluefield College up 29-25 here inside of a packed crowd, or a packed house at the Dome. Kara Sandy going right off of a screen, dribbles back towards the top of the key, picks up the ball. Her pass to Webb, almost lost, but Webb fires an air ball from the right baseline. Cloninger rebound for Bluefield. Right to left go the Rams as Danae Cox feeds over to Turman. Her shot from the baseline is no good as well. on an air ball, and it's tipped out of bounds off of the hands of Cook. So a couple of air balls, both teams losing their offensive momentum here. They just have to slow down. 2 minutes left to go in this first half. We've had an exciting women's game. Tucker on a right-handed dribble, spins over to the right wing. Off of the defense from Turman, goes into a double team, and Cloninger is called for the foul. Corey Mullins thought that Cloninger would have reached in and just alligator chomped that ball. He's arguing that she didn't get a piece of the arm, but it will be a foul on Bluefield, and they are already in the double bonus. So first foul on Cloninger, who is now a junior, and the first shot hits. 29-26, Tucker hitting her first free throw. Morgan Buchanan into the game. Garabelle Lanier off, and Deanna Crockett back into the game. Second shot for Tucker, nothing but net. 29-27, the Blues have made this a one-possession game. 1:50 left to go in the first half. It's been fun for us so far. Look on a chest pass, gives to Danae Cox in the right wing. Steps into another triple. You can count it. Danae Cox, they're going to call that just a two-pointer. Her right foot was on the stripe, but still it's 31-27. She's been all of the offense for Bluefield so far. Tucker going to the left, underhands to Pozo. Good defense there from Crockett. Pozo spins back onto the left side of the paint.
Nice defense. It was nice defense.
Great defense there as she bricks it off of the backboard. Danae Cox in transition, gives to Buchanan. Euro step, ugly layup, offensive board for Cook. Put back can't fall, and it's spun out by Lindsay Hatfield. Cherry picking the other way. Webb, a fast break. Her right-handed layup bounces right through. 31-29. Rams still up by 2, but a minute left to go before half. Can the Lady Blues tie it up or take the lead before intermission?
Crowd's getting crazy.
Yeah, 53 seconds now. Turman, top of the key to Buchanan. A chest pass to Cook. Zips back top of the key. Danae Cox around the arc they go. Buchanan out. Bounce pass to Turman. Spins for the layup. Bounces away, no good. And Pozo pulled it down for the defensive rebound. 35 seconds left to go in the half. The shot clock is still on. Tucker throwing a hand up to call the offense on the far sideline. Goes back towards the top of the key on a right-handed dribble. Picks it up, loops a pass down low, corralled by Webb, and she palmed it. So a turnover will give the ball right back to the Rams. Shot clock called off with 22.4 seconds left to go in the first half. And the Rams hit a shot here before they go into the locker room. 31-29, Rams on top by 2. Here's Cook right across that Rams logo. 15 seconds now. Cook passes down to Crockett. Crockett a head fake to the left block. She carried as well. A walk drawn there as Sandy and Hatfield forced the sophomore guard from Bluefield to carry the ball. 9 seconds now as Corey Mullins calls on a press. Tucker trying to dribble away from the defense from Cook. 5 seconds into the right wing she goes. Spins her dribble. Feeds Sandy. Right wing three. No good. Bounced off the right end of the rim, and that is it for an exciting first half of basketball here inside of the Dome Gymnasium. 31-29, Rams on top by 2, and we're going to be right back with a halftime update.
Yeah, just half, fine. How do I sound? Thank you. Yeah, I can hear him, yeah. Oh, that's very nice of him. See ya. Got a lot of people on this. You guys are weird. Yeah, bye. So, you can take your headphones off. So when I'm calling it, just wait for me. make sure I'm done, okay? Because like when I'm shooting and then it's a rebound pulled down, you know, just like, and then after the play is over. Like sometimes you're coming in a little too early. I like the energy though. Yeah. But I think when you start doing it more, you'll get a natural feel of like the pauses and the chances to do stuff. So. Huh? Who? Oh yeah. Was he here before? Really? Which one is he? Oh. Yeah, I don't think he was here when I was here. But he's from Bluefield West, right? No, I wasn't. Last year was my first year. Yeah, I would know. Hey! All right, sounds good. I'm drinking my water, so. Make sure they give me stats this year. I got used to that now last night. Well, holler at them.
Halftime here of the women's game. Rams up 31-29 as both men's teams are ready to warm up here. Bluefield and Bluefield State men's basketball will square off right around 8 p.m. But for now, we'll give you a halftime recap. What happened in that first half? Bailey Engel and Israel Penn, we're happy to have you. And Israel for Bluefield, it looked like they got a little slow when they started out, but Danae Cox, she really picked it up.
Yes, this year, Danae has been the senior that she is, and she's leading the team in a great way.
Yeah, Danae Cox with 15 points so far. Only 1 rebound as for the Rams. Not a lot of diversity on that scoring effort. Sierra Cook has 5 points, as does Deanna Crockett, as well as Courtney Kendrick. And Kendrick, now just her field goal percentage, not that great, 0 for 9, but the Rams are still trying to work her into the game.
Yes, with Kendra, she's on defense. If you can't score, then she's getting rebounds. She's trying to get and one. She's trying to get on the free throw line. That's what it's about.
Yeah, she has 5 rebounds so far, 4 of them offensive for Bluefield. Just has to stick those putbacks. On the other end for Bluefield State, they have had more of a diverse scoring effort. Leading the way for them with 9 points, Kyla Webb, who right now from the field is 3 of 5. And then for Bluefield, trying to find a way to stop Lindsay Hatfield, who has 5 total rebounds, leading the way. She's just a guard and has been able to bruise her way down the floor.
Yeah, Bluefield State, they're basically doing fundamental stuff, and that's what you learn when you first start basketball.
Yeah, absolutely. The Rams need to try to find a way to get those boards down. The Blues right now with 20 total rebounds so far on the night, 19 rebounds for Bluefield College. As in the turnover department, Rams definitely have been forcing the Lady Blues to make a good amount of mistakes. So far for Bluefield State, they have 9 turnovers, while the Rams only have 4. So, Israel, if Bluefield wants to win against their crosstown rival in Bluefield State, what do they need to do in the second half?
Coming out, they need to maybe slow down for the first few, try to get together, keep on doing the plays that they've been setting up, but they have to execute the plays.
Corey Mullins and his team all about execution, as we will be back in just about 5 minutes to continue this great matchup we have here. Battle of the Bluefields inside of the Dome. Bluefield leading Bluefield State 31-29 at halftime. We are ready to start the second half here in Bluefield, Virginia. The Rams taking on the Blues, and Bluefield College so far with the edge, 31-29. Bentley Engel and Israel Penn right here in front of a packed crowd in the Dome Gymnasium. This is the most people you're going to see in this arena all year long. Who will get basketball supremacy on the borderline? Both teams separated by just about 5 minutes. A private school in Bluefield College, a state school in Bluefield State. The cultures are different, but the basketball is the same. 31-29, and Alexis Tucker will take the ball right to left as she loops it into Hatfield for the first possession. Underhands to Webb. Her 10-footer is good. Kyla Webb has been leading the way now in double figures with 11. So Sierra Cook with 5 points. Her chest pass to Danae Cox, leading all scorers for Bluefield as Bell Lanier bounces on the far corner. Crockett a head fake, dribbles into the lane, finds Cook. Right wing, open three, too short. Tipped around in the paint. Kendrick lunging out for it. Kyla Webb picks it up on her behind and gives it over to Sandy onto the right wing. Dribbling right to left. 9:20 left to go. All tied up 31-31. 9:15 left to go here in this third quarter. As Tucker throws up ahead, trying to take the lead for Bluefield State. They haven't led since the first quarter. Sandy pops a three, far corner, no good. Bounces around into the hands of Bluefield senior from Richmond, Karen Bellanier. The Rams need to find someone that can take the ball up and drive straight to the lane. Today, Cox has been the primary offensive player for Bluefield as the ball tips off the hands of Sandy straight on to the sideline, and a pass intended for Crockett. An inbounds pass for Bluefield with 16 seconds on the shot clock. The Rams men's game starting right after this here on the Rams Digital Sports Network right around 8 o'clock. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Cox has possession. One arm pass to Cook at the top of the key. 7 seconds now. Cook straight down the lane. Hooks up a layup, no good. Kendrick on the putback, and you can count it after it hits off of the glass. First field goal hit by Bluefield. 6th offensive rebound for Courtney Kendrick. And the putback this time finally sticks with 8.5 minutes left to go in the third. Tucker, chest pass, Hatfield, right elbow, puts it on the deck and gives it right back to Tucker in the right wing. Good defense from Cook as Tucker splits the defense and misses on a layup. Bouncing into the hands of Crockett. Rams with numbers. Cox straight to the rack, and she nails the layup. Good fast break for Bluefield. Crockett made that happen, and Danae Cox streak right to the basket. 35-31. Pozo feeds to Webb on the right elbow, no good. Bell Lanier spins around to get the rebound, and now Rams have possession again. 35-31, up by 4. Feeding to Kendrick, her baseline jumper, no good. Offensive rebound, Crockett misses the layup. Kendrick with another offensive board, can't stick the putback, taps the ball out of bounds, and it goes off the hands of Bluefield. Well, Israel, that's an ugly offensive possession right there. You have to stick those putbacks.
Yes, sir. It seems like coming in, Bluefield came out fired up. They were ready to come back on the court.
Yeah, after that first basket went to this team from Bluefield State, the Rams rattled off 4 unanswered. Now have to get it done on the defensive end, though. Tucker on the right elbow, step back long 2 from the right wing, front rim no good, bouncing into the hands of Kendrick for Bluefield. 7:20 left to go in the third quarter. Here's Cook as she spins out in the left wing, angles it back to Danae Cox, trying to hope for help in a screen. She gets it from Kendrick, dribbles into the paint, pops from 10, and rattles it home. Danae Cox again make that 19 points for the senior, and a timeout called by Ryan Bailey. Bluefield is all fired up, and Bluefield State is sent to the drawing board here. 37-31, Rams lead by 6 with 7:05 left to go in the period. Welcome back, everybody, inside of the Dome. The Blues have it going right to left, down 37-31 to the host, Bluefield College. Sandy spins right into the lane, an angle dribble, underhands Webb. Her shot no good as it was tipped, I believe, as it bounces out to Pozo off the offensive board. Misses a shot on the air ball. It's ranged down by Bell Lanier. Here come the Rams in transition, going left to right. Cook angles it back to Danae Cox. Entry pass Kendrick at the left elbow. Underhands it back to Danae Cox. Loops it out on the far corner to Cook. Toes baseline, misses her layup, tips it loose, and it's pulled down by Bell Lanier. Fresh shot clock for Bluefield. Chest pass, now loop top of the key. Crockett angles, another triple. 40-31, the sophomore getting it done from long range. Out of the timeout, the Blues couldn't find an answer there. Corey Mullins excited now. His team looking for their first win of the season. They are 0-3. Tucker gallivants onto the right side. Chest pass Sandy. Arcs a tray from the right corner. Rattles away, no good. And it's picked out in the backcourt by Cook. Chest pass Bell Lanier. Storms into the lane from the left side. What a Euro step as the layup falls. 42-31. Rams on a roll here. 11-0 run. Pass stolen away in the front court by Kendrick. Terrible entry passes. Danae Cox takes the ball up for Bluefield. Crockett on the right corner, dribbles inside of the right block, spins out of a double team and bounces it to Kendrick. Baseline two, no good. Tipped in the air, ranged in an offensive board by Cook, misses the right wing layup, and now another ugly shot from 2 feet away. Here comes Tucker going coast to coast, straight into the defense of Crockett. Draws a foul on the shot, and will be 2 foul shots coming up for Tucker. Rams, though, Israel, after they gave up that first basket of the third quarter, now on an 11-0 run, and like you said, they came out with a ton of aggression.
They're fired up. They're ready to play basketball. I think they're just now realizing it's a basketball game.
Yeah. Well, you saw at times of that second quarter, the Rams could not really get into some of their offensive possessions as Tucker bangs off of a missed free throw there. Second foul, by the way, called on Crockett.
It's also a lot more boxing out and a lot more rebounds coming to Bluefield.
Yeah, Kendrick pulling them down, Bell Lanier as well. Second shot for Tucker. She missed both free throws, and a rebound pulled down by Kira Bell Lanier. Cook to take the ball up. Cherry picks a pass in the corner for Danae Cox. A head fake entry onto the paint. Zips it over to Crockett in the far corner. Kendrick overheads Bell Lanier. Rams starting to slow it down now as Bell Lanier feeds top of the key to Cook. 13 seconds on the shot clock, 5:04 game clock. Crockett in the left wing, 10 to shoot. Angles a pass on the right side to Cook, 5 to shoot now. Entry pass Kendrick onto the right block, under the basket, chucks it out to Cox. 2 seconds now. Bell Lanier pops to the buzzer and misses. I'm not sure that she got that off. Rams another ugly possession. Blues trying to get back on defense. Now going down the floor to try to cut into this 11-point deficit. 42-31, Rams leading their cross-border rival. Tucker, a hard head fake, enters in the paint and picks up a drawn foul on Sierra Cook with a reach. Second team foul on Bluefield, 4:33. The clock is halted here in the third quarter. Rams up 42-31. It wasn't a shooting foul. Now the inbounds pass from Madison Wilcox. It's stolen away. Danae Cox picked it away. Here comes Cox left to right. Chest pass Crockett. Open three in the corner. Rattles away. No good. Almost another three that would have sent the roof off of the dome. Rams have missed on their last 2 offensive possessions. 4:15 left to go. Hatfield, a bruiser with that ball. Underhands it to Pozo. Misses a three. An ugly air ball that bounces into the Bluefield College cheerleaders. And the Rams fans are letting her have it. Now Bell Lanier, an inbounds pass to Sierra Cook. Rams on an 11-0 run. They start out the third quarter. Kendrick on the left wing, thought about popping a three, instead gave it over to Bell Lanier. Passes right side, Cook, entry pass Kendrick, misses another layup. Boy, Kendrick has to figure it out offensively. Here comes Tucker, a high step on the top of the key. Right-handed dribble into a double team, chucks up an ugly shot, and a miss is pulled down by Kendrick. Here's Cook, a hard zip to Crockett on the near sideline, and it bounces into the Rams bench. Rams have looked a little ugly on these last couple of offensive roles for them, but luckily for Bluefield College, Bluefield State has not found an answer yet after hitting that first basket of the third quarter. Crockett staying in the game, Cloninger coming on. Danae Cox off of the floor. Aisha Williams taking the ball up for Bluefield State as she jogs over to the right wing. Underhands Wilcox, who skates towards the top of the key on a left-handed dribble. Hands it off to Pozo. Entry pass to Hatfield, and her lob is picked away by Cook on a steal. Rams going 2-on-2. Cook on the left side of the basket draws a foul, and it'll be called on Rosalie Pozo, and 2 shots will ensue for Bluefield. 3:16 left to go in the third quarter. All that offense we saw from Bluefield to start out this quarter has now dwindled down a little bit. First shot for Cook. Bounces away, no good on the free throw. Morgan Buchanan checks into the game. Lindsay Hatfield off. And now in for Bluefield State for the first time, Gia Coppola. Second shot for Cook, nothing but net. 43-31, Rams lead by 12, their largest lead of the ball game. Williams jogs on the near side on the left wing. Cook providing good man-to-man defense. There's Williams, skates her way in for the floater. Well, she meandered her way over the double team, hooped it up with that right hand, and bounced it in off the glass. Makes it a 10-point game now, 43-33. Rams on top by 10. 2:50 left to go in the third quarter. Pass to Crockett, out of the double team. Bounces on the left side, swatted away by Wilcox. Broken pieces picked up by Bell Lanier. Her shot no good, follows it, trying to get the putback. Ball rolls loose on the right elbow. Still wrestling for it now. Ball picked away by Cook. Straight to the basket with the left hand. Misses the layup. Ball Lanier with the offensive board. And a big foul caught on Bluefield State. They have to hit these short shots every once in a while is real. But Corey Mullins is fired up because his team never gave up on that play.
Yes, sir. So they're great. Going in.
Now 2:29 left to go in the third quarter. Arabella here to shoot two free throws. By the way, that's the second foul on Bluefield State. The clock at 2:29. Enjoying the third quarter. And have the men right after this. Lanier with her left hand misses. Goes wide to the right, bounces off the rim. Crowd really has packed into these red bleachers. A lot of fans looking on that overlook right over this basket. And Lanier hits her second free throw. Makes it an 11-point game, 44-33. 2.5 minutes left. Williams taking the ball up. Aisha Williams. A crossover dribble on the left wing. Goes back towards the top of the key. Eurostep at the free throw line. Blocked, but then fouled. Crockett thought she had all ball there as she backpedaled into that defensive role. Now for Taisha Williams, it'll be her first free throws of the night. (44-33). Stop the clock at 2:16. Third foul for Crockett. So in a bit of trouble here as Williams hits the first. Danae Cox back into the game. Crockett in foul trouble, goes to the bench. 44-34. A 10-point game. Williams taking her sweet time. Bends the knee, shoots, and misses. Rebound pulled down by Buchanan, and a bit of a trouble into the backcourt as Danae Cox tries to bump her way across the timeline, and she does. Top of the key, a hard drive, chest pass. Cloninger chucks up a three, misses from the front top, or the front side of the basket. And here come the Blues in transition. Williams angles her way into the lane, misses the layup, pulls down the rebound, went to the floor with the ball, and that's going to be a travel. Well, the football team in attendance on that far sideline on the red benches. They are fired up for this women's team. 44-34 inside of 2 minutes in the third quarter. Crossover dribble for Cook, loops a pass to Danae Cox, feeds on the right wing to Bell Lanier, who's been parked out outside of the perimeter. Drives in the lane, what a drive, and what a follow through. Went straight to the hoop on the left block and makes it 46-34. Bell Lanier had an open look there. Cook stepping up on defense for Bluefield as Williams veers right off of that screen, misses a layup, hooks with the right hand, and the follow is missed, but a foul called. Coppola came down with a rebound. trying to go back up for 2 to cut into this 12-point lead, and she will have a chance here. It's going to be the 4th foul called on Bluefield in the 3rd quarter, and the 1st on Danae Cox. Now the first shot for Coppola. Swirls out, no good. And I was talking with Ryan Bailey to get the pronunciations right for Bluefield State before the game, and I was assured it is Coppola, not Coppola, like Francis Ford Coppola, who directed The Godfather, but Coppola, the redshirt freshman from Bluefield High School in Bluefield, West Virginia. He sneered at me and said, "Aren't you from around here? There are so many Coppolas." Misses the second shot. It's pulled down by Buchanan, and a foul called on the other end. That's going to be on Bluefield State on the rebound. Madison Wilcox, her 2nd, and a team 3rd. Rams with a 12-point lead, 46-34 after Coppola missed both. Cook to take the ball up, and the Rams can start to feel a bit comfortable here, but they still have to attack the basket. Danae Cox bumping right off of a screen, and a moving screen called on Morgan Buchanan. That's a turnover. So Buchanan didn't have her feet set, and that's the 5th foul on Bluefield in the 3rd. So now with a minute left to go, Bluefield State is in the bonus. Ozo takes the ball up, parks out right in front of the bench on the left wing. Skates towards the top of the key, pops a long shot, misses. Ball rolls into the hands of Bell Lanier, who comes down with a rebound. Rams back with it, 43 seconds left to go in this quarter. Danae Cox, a straight drive to the lane on the left block. Her layup no good. Bouncing around, still fighting for it. In the midst of a double team, it's pulled down by Bluefield State. Janudalo. And a foul called on Bluefield. That'll be on Buchanan. And that it will be her 2nd foul. It says 1 on the scoreboard, but she just had a foul on the screen. Now 2 shots for Janudalo. 46-34. Clock has stopped at 35.2 seconds. Janudalo, her first shot, follows through with the right hand. It's good. Makes it 46-35. Rams up by 11. Now the dome is packed, and logistically, Bluefield College isn't ready for this many people. We've had so many announcements to say people are double parked, illegally parked. As Janudalo hits both. 46-36. 33 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. Shot clock is still on. Cox in the near corner, gallivants her way towards the top of the key and feeds Kendrick, who has not hit a shot in a while. Carries the ball over to Cook, almost lost the ball. Feeds Cloninger, zips it over to Nate Cox in the far corner. 13 on the shot clock. Back to Cloninger from 5 feet, misses the baseline jumper, tipped out of bounds, and it will go to Bluefield State.
Kendall has a very distinctive shot.
Absolutely right, and on the 3-point shots, it seems to work, but on some of these 5-footers, it comes off a bit awkward, and she really was one of the better shooters in her high school's history in Dallas, North Carolina, setting all kinds of records from 3-point land with that shot that really starts from about the base of her neck and with 2 hands. Shot clock is off, 12.6 seconds now for the Blues. Rams up by 10. Pozo lost the ball, rolling loose, picked up, now trying to fight for it as it is corralled. Rams trying to bounce off of Janudalo, and Hatfield can't get it. Blues can't muster up a shot, and that is it for the 3rd quarter. We're 75% done with this game, and the Rams are trying to fight it off to win this one here as we go to the 4th quarter. Up by 10, it's 46-36. Final quarter of play between these two teams. Rams up top by 10. It's 46-36. Going left to right, Cook at the top of the key. Going down the right side, pops it over to Kendrick. Rams looking for that open shot. Danae Cox at the top of the key. She's been the star for Bluefield as she drives into the lane and draws a foul. It'll be a block called on Lindsay Hatfield as Danae Cox went in like a fullback and lowered the shoulder, but Hatfield's feet were not set. Unfortunately for Bluefield, their star player right now looks to be a bit mixed up in front of this very packed house inside of the two Virginias. So they will call a foul on Hatfield. That is her third, a team first in the fourth quarter. Cox seems to be okay as she's parked on the right block. Pass to Kendrick on the inbounds. Back to the top of the key for Cook, who looks for a brand new offense with 9.5 minutes left to go in the game. Cook walking to the left, feeds Cloninger. Cloninger with the ball overhead, steps to the top of the key, doesn't want to shoot it, angles it to Cook onto the right corner. Back to Kendrick, a free throw line jumper, no good. Tipped by Turman. Can she keep it in bounds? No. And it goes the way of the Blues. Bluefield State in the gray jerseys and the gold letters. Rams in the white jerseys with the pink letters and the red numbers. 46-36, Rams on top by 10 as Tucker drives in the lane and kicks it over to Sandy. Sandy, her drive in the lane, missed her passing opportunity as it's picked away by Bluefield. Angles a pass to Cook and hooks it in with the left hand. Rams have done a better job on the fast break than Bluefield State has in the entire game. Taking a 12-point lead now, 48-36, 8:48 left to go in the game. First game of the year for Bluefield State. Rams right now are 0-3, looking for their first win of the season. Sandy steps back top of the key and chest pass it over to Pozo on the left wing. Turman steps into a defensive role with 10 on the shot clock. Pozo drives on the right side, misses an ugly layup as she just tried to fire it home with the right hand. So after it's picked away by Kendrick, she'll tiptoe her way into the front court. Rams going for another basket. Cloninger with a head fake, goes down the baseline, feeds Turman, right wing three, no good. Tipped around and hauled in by Webb on a defensive rebound. Rams still up by 12 though, 48-36, as Tucker goes right to left. Bounces it back out, entry pass to Webb, getting crazy with the elbows, misses her shot, but somehow Lindsay Hatfield came in, got the offensive rebound, and threw up a moon shot that just bounced off of the backboard and in. Back to a 10-point game now, 48-38 today. Cox decides to shoot for three, misses badly, and just veered off of the net. Bluefield starting to get a bit impatient here, and Danae Cox, after she got hurt, tried to hit another big shot and couldn't nail it. Rams won't have any backcourt defense as Tucker takes the ball up for the Blues. 48-38, Rams lead by 10 with 7:40 left to go in the game. Bounce pass to Sandy as she bumps into the lane, and a charge drawn by Danae Cox, flopping to the paint.
Hopefully that gets the momentum back up.
Yeah, absolutely. The Rams haven't been able to keep something consistently going. The big difference in this game was that 11-0 run when it was tied up 31-31. The Rams jumped out 42-31. By the way, that's the second foul called on Kara Sandy and the second foul on Bluefield State as a whole in the fourth quarter. Kendrick has it on the left wing, angles it back to Bell Lanier, who zips it to Cook. Entry pass, Kendrick puts it on the deck, fouled as she went up. And it'll be two shots for the senior for Bluefield. Meanwhile, Lindsay Hatfield, that is her fourth foul. So she knows that Ryan Bailey will likely sub her out. Third team foul for Bluefield State. Kendrick has hit both of her free throws tonight. Now her third. Once again, nothing but net. 49-38, Rams on top by 11 with 7:22 left to go in this game. So can Kendrick make it another big deficit here? And she can. 49-38 the score. She misses the second. Rebound pulled down by the Lady Blues. Sandy drives on the right baseline and a block called. Bell Lanier followed the forward as she tried to go straight to the rim. and went down. So it wasn't a shooting foul. First team foul on Bluefield in this fourth quarter. And that'll be the second foul called on Kirabel Lanier. Sandy slaps the ball on the right side of the hoop, looking for someone to pass it to. Has to bounce it in, and Aaron pass to Kyla Webb, who chucks up a shot and is fouled on the way as the ball was just too short from being a basket. So now she'll get 2 shots. Fourth foul called on Crockett for Bluefield. So Tiana Crockett now in foul trouble here. Kyla Webb will shoot 2, who's been leading the Blues in scoring. Already in double figures, and add to it as she shoots and scores on the first free throw. Now the score 49-39 here at the Dome. And the clock is at 7:12. Webb with a knee brace on, fires a second shot, no good, and the ball is ranged in by Bluefield's Courtney Kendrick. Rams with possession and a 10-point lead, 7:06 with left to right. The Rams go. Cox fires a 3. Misses in the corner. Kendrick on the offensive rebound, followed the shot and rattled it home on the layup. That's what they've been waiting for from her all night. 51-39. Rams back up by 12 inside of 7 minutes to go. Here's Sandy on the right wing. Entry pass to Webb. It's too high and too far, and another turnover. That has been the bugaboo tonight for Bluefield State. Into the game goes Holly Toller. And a timeout called by Bluefield State. Rams starting to feel it here. 6:42 left to go in the fourth quarter. They're up 51-39. Out of the timeout, we are ready to play more basketball here in the Dome. The Battle of the Bluefield continues on as the Rams lead 51-39 over the Bluefield State Lady Blues. Bailey Engel and Israel Penn making her broadcast debut here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Rams taking the ball left to right. Cook fires a pass that goes out of bounds. Mishandled by Crockett, but great defense that time from the Blues. Kara Sandy. Out of the timeout for Ryan Bailey, already forcing a turnover. See if the Blues can keep turnovers to a minimum here as the game dwindles down into 6.5 minutes. Tucker with a rapid fire dribble, goes back towards the top of the key. Gallivants her way down the right side, fires up a shot off the glass, no good. Rebound hauled in by Kendrick, but a jump ball will keep the ball with the Blues. So the tie up first by Holly Toller, the freshman from Danville, West Virginia. Rec specs and all getting into the game.
Bailey, I think if they had an MVP award, I think it should go to Kendrick tonight.
Well, she's got to get her offensive boards together, but still, or rather her offensive firepower together, as the Rams miss another opportunity there on the fast break. After the ball is dribbled out of bounds, 51-39, 2 straight turnovers by the Rams in consecutive offensive possessions. Tucker across the timeline, feeds Sandy on the right wing. Crossover dribble, pops it back to Pozo, and now an offensive foul called on the Blues. So call that on Bluefield State's Lauren Hatfield, junior from Ghent, West Virginia, Pikeview High School. Rams get it off of the break. First team foul or first foul on Hatfield in the game, and a 4th foul for Bluefield State. 5:48 left to go in the game. Cook, cross-court pass to Crockett, who has 4 fouls. Feeds back top of the key to Cook. Pops it over to Cox on the left wing. 13 on the shot clock. Cox off of the screen. Feeds back to Cook. Dribbles down the lane. Hooks right hand. Front rim no good. And it's pulled down by Hatfield for this team from Bluefield State. She goes straight down the lane. Euro step. Layup no good. And a foul called on Bluefield. Lanier got in the way. And Lauren Hatfield forces 2 shots to come up. Lady Blues down by 12, 5.5 minutes, still plenty of time to try to get this game back into contention here. Bluefield has led pretty much the entirety of the second half, all except for when it was tied up on the first basket of the third quarter, 31-31, then the Rams went off on an 11-0 run. Hatfield, the Pikeview native. Loops her shot, and it bounces through. 51-40 now. Back into the game goes Wilcox. Sands, Toller out, and Sandy off. See if Hatfield can hit both here. Bends her knees, shoots, and scores. 51-41. Now a 10-point game. Rams can't find anything going in the past couple of drives to the basket. Cook walks the ball right over the timeline. Moons a pass to Danae Cox, now out of a double team. Under pressure, cross-court feed to Lanier. Into the right lane she goes as she bounces over to Cook. Fires a mid-range, no good. Tied up, and a foul called on Lanier as she was draped over the back of Wilcox for this team from Bluefield State. Blues finding a tad bit of momentum as they take the ball now right to left. So Tucker will take it up. Corey Mullins trying to encourage his team right here from the sideline nearest to us. 5 minutes flat left to go. Tucker on a head fake. Feeds it over to Hatfield as Lindsay Hatfield that is, misses a hook shot, trying to follow on defense. Chasing behind Danae Cox, loops it past to Crockett, ranges in the corner, chucks it back to Kendrick. Mid-range, nothing but net. Have to give credit where credit is due there. Crockett picked up the errant pass from Cox, got it back into Kendrick, who hit it from 12 feet out. Tipped around by Kendrick, and it's picked up by Lanier. Another turnover as the Rams lead now 53-41. 4.5 minutes left to go. Danae Cox and Cook now taking some time here. Kendrick on the left side of the baseline, picked up by Cox. Underhands, Crockett fires a 3. Too hard, Lanier, offensive rebound, puts it back on the deck, misses the stick back, got it on another offensive look, loops it up with her left hand and is fouled on her second shot of the possession. Rams now in the bonus. 5th foul on Bluefield State. And that'll be the first one called on the Blues, Alexis Tucker. So Lanier with a couple of crucial free throws here. Team leading by 12, and her shot doesn't go. Rams have led by as much as 12 here in this game, all in the second half. Bends the knees, tries to make it a 13-point game. Left-handed shot, misses as the ball tips around and flops out to Lindsay Hatfield. Blues have 4:05 to try to make this a game. Alexis Tucker defended by Cook. Chest pass to Pozo. Chest passes all around as Bluefield State is working around the perimeter. Alexis Tucker off of the screen, now on the right side, on a pick and roll, gives it to Webb, who punches it through on the glass. The right block shot goes in. It's a 10-point game again, 53-43. Rams do have 4 fouls, so if Bluefield State is aggressive, they can force the bonus to happen. Cook, hard pass to Danae Cox right on the free throw line, bounces her way through the double team and misses the left-handed layup, but is fouled on her way there. More fans starting to make their way in as the Rams and the Blues will duke it out in the men's game.
I think on that last possession from Danae, the defensive possession, I think that was the best for her. Sometimes you just don't foul. And well, now for Danae Cox.
has a couple of free throws to try to make it a 12-point game again. 53-43 the score. Loops up her first free throw, and it's too short. Just nicked off of the front of the rim, so it stays a 10-point game. 53-43. Cox again, bounces this one. 54-43. Timeout called, and now Bluefield leads by 11 with 3:33 left to go in the game. Welcome back to the Dome, everybody. Rams on top by 11, 54-43. We're in the fourth quarter as the Rams pick away yet another pass. 3.5 minutes left to go as Danae Cox feeds it over to Bellanier onto the left wing, storms into the lane, loses the ball on the layup as it's tipped into the hands of Bluefield State. Meanwhile, Kendrick stole it away. Defensive effort as Cook goes over the layup, misses it, but a foul called, and now 2 more shots for Bluefield. You noted about it earlier, Israel, where Courtney Kendrick, we have talked about her offensive struggles tonight, but Corey Mullins can't say really anything derogatory about her effort because she has shot a ton of shots as Cook hits that first shot.
Yeah, the defensive MVP goes to her tonight, that's all.
Tons of rebounds as Cook fires another and hits both free throws.
They have to make layups, they have to make layups.
56-43, largest lead for the Rams at 13 points, and Kendrick stuffs Tucker on the right side of the basket. 3 minutes flat. Rams left with 13, and now the shot no good. Bellanier, offensive putback, yes. 58-43, Ryan Bailey calls a timeout. Largest lead of the game for Bluefield. Stops the clock at 2:51 left to go in the game, and the Rams are feeling it here at the Dome. Another timeout called by Bluefield State. The Rams feeling it, 58-43. 2 minutes and 40 seconds away from taking the battle of the Bluefields as Wilcox misses the left block shot, and the rebound is ranged in by Crockett. Kendrick on a fast break, not confident with it, feeds over to Cook onto the right block, bounces it right wing, Danae Cox. Head fake, passes left side to Crockett, feeding Kendrick now. Left corner three, back iron, no good. Bellanier tipped it, ranges for the basket, no good. Kendrick pulls down the offensive board again, wrestles away, and now a tie-up called. It will stay with Bluefield. Rams have to work on those layups. Field goal percentage won't be pretty at the end of this game, but Bluefield has had all of the effort in the world to pull down those boards. The officials making sure they have the right call here. Tiana Scott into the game. And now an entry pass to Bellanier. Scott with it back towards the top of the key. Bluefield up by 15 with 2:10 left to go. Crockett from the left elbow. She pops and hits the mid-range jumper. 60-43, Rams now leading by 17 points. It's been a rough second half for the Blues. Bozo dribbles inside the perimeter, fires a shot, another ugly one. It's an air ball, ranged down by Tiana Scott. Taking the ball left to right, a hard zip to Bellinier, steps into a left shot, no good. Kendrick offensive board, and she is just hacked in the middle of the paint. Another tie-up though. And it will keep the ball with Bluefield College. No, it will not. Bluefield State will have it. I was about to say it was supposed to change over to the Blues. The Rams had the last jump ball. Minute 43 left to go. Blues taking the ball right to left. Tyesha Williams walking over that Rams logo. It might be it for the Blues as Williams dribbles into the lane, hits the shot. Well, they count it with the foul, yes. This makes it 60-45 though. This game is just about over with a minute 35 left to go. So here comes Williams right to the floor. Sophomore from Eden, North Carolina. Of course, these teams not in the same division. Rams NAIA and Bluefield State Division III. Ball is loose, picked up by Danae Cox and bounces it away. Williams can't finish on the old-fashioned three-point play. As now for Bluefield, Ayanna Strother can't finish. Picked up, a minute 20 left to go. Here comes the Blues. Williams fires a three, misses, and an air ball, and the crowd is going to let her hear it. Timeout called by Ryan Bailey. A minute 16 left to go, and we're going to stay live here. So Israel, looking at this Bluefield College team, looks like if all holds up here with a little over a minute to go, they should have their first win of the season. What did you like out of the Rams tonight?
First, looking at Kendrick and her effort, and also Kiara too. They're both of their efforts to get rebounds and to fight and to keep on going. And you know, Danae, the senior, she was leading at first, and now it seems like they've calmed down a little bit. But they did everything they did to at least be able to get the win.
Yeah, for the Rams, Danae Cox had that big start. Kind of dwindled there in the second half, but it was still nice to see Danae Cox have the confidence to fire up a couple of big threes.
And also, I've watched Tiana Crockett last year, and she's never been scared to shoot. So I like watching her and how she's developing and playing.
Bellinier's pass of the inbounds is kicked out of bounds by Wilcox. Minute 15 left to go in this one. Rams up. And Bluefield State, have to say, is a Division II school. So here comes Bellinier. Just past Danae Cox. A minute 8 left to go. Now in the corner. And a foul called. So Bluefield State might start up the fouls here. Minute 7. And Danae Cox with a couple of shots. 60-45 the score. Cox shoots and hits it. 61-45, Rams up by 16 now. Breaking point of this game definitely was the third quarter. It was tied up 31-31. Second shot for Cox, nothing but net. 62-45, a 17-point lead for the Rams with a minute 5 left to go. And then the Rams went on that 11-point run to really bring them out in front, and Bluefield State could not come back from it. Right-handed layup is good as it falls for Danudalo. 62-47 now. Rams trying to get past the press. Danae Cox in the right wing, almost lost the ball as she juggled it. Here comes Strother, a hard pull into the lane as she picks up a layup. 64-47, Rams on top by 17 again. Bozo, a long loop down low, and that's what tonight has looked like for Bluefield State as the ball bounces off the padding protecting the basket.
She might have wanted to pass that one to a cheerleader. I'm not sure.
Yeah, very, very close to that, that's for sure. 40.3 seconds left to go. Rams up by 17 points, 64-47. Struthers off the inbounds, gives to Scott. Dribbles out of the big press as Danae Cox goes into the right block, underhand. Scott, her layup no good. Tipped around, followed through by Turman. Now Cox, a left wing three, misses, tipped around. Strother on the offensive board, goes up for two, bounces off the back of the basket. And now a foul called as Turman pulled down yet an offensive board. Another offensive board, I should say. Runs the clock down to 20.7 seconds. Turman will start to shoot here. And Bluefield College starting to feel it at the end of this women's game. Turman's first free throw swirls around and goes through the cup to make it 65-47. So we got a big game right after this. That'll be the next YouTube event. We have men's team squaring off. Bounces away, no good. So Turman hits 1 of 2, 65-47. Pozo with the shot clock off. She fouled hard by Tiana Scott. And Scott's trying to help her up. That was an accident. And some good sportsmanship there as Jamie Vest also helped Pozo get up. Now Pozo will have 2 shots. (65-47). Pozo shoots with a right hand, no good. By the way, that's the second foul called on Bluefield Scott. Both teams in the bonus. So the first one's no good. Pozo trying to make it a 17-point game. Misses both. And it's pulled down by Turman. Another tie-up, and it'll go back to Bluefield. Rams will get another victory. Corey Mullins hitting Bluefield State yet again. To correct it, Bluefield State will have it off of the tie-up. Wilcox chucks it back to the top of the key. Ball's popped loose. Janudalo couldn't keep it. Now drives in the lane, hooks with a right hand, no good. Still tipped up. Janudalo on the putback, can't get it. And the rebound is pulled down by Buchanan. A foul called on Buchanan on the elbow, and it's just a garbage time foul with 2.2 seconds left to go in the game. 65-47. Wilcox will toss it in from the left side of the basket. 65-47. Fires it up in the air, tipped, still loose. Pozo gets it, and the buzzer sounds. So on the women's side, Bluefield College wins the Battle of the Bluefields as they smoke Bluefield State 65-47. So Israel, after watching the game and seeing what Bluefield College did there, what's your biggest takeaway?
Sometimes defense wins games.
Simply put as that, as the Rams fought harder in the paint than Bluefield State. So that is a final on the women's side. Rams win 65-47. Stick around though here on the Rams Digital Sports Network as we have tip-off for the men's game here in just about 20 minutes. Rams versus Blues continues. As for the women's side, Bluefield College gets the better of it, winning 65-47.